Hello everybody, welcome to Scribes and Men. We are on to volume 26. This is my ongoing journey to hit 10,000 poems by November of 2026. I am at 3,000 poems right now. Well, I'm a little over 3,000 because I'm working on volumes 31 and so on onto my 40th volume. But for the context of these videos, I'm at 3,000 until I reach my next 1,000. And yeah, this is all part of my journey to reach 10,000 poems by November 2026. I know about 40 poetic forms at this point that I regularly write in. Some more than others, mostly because of time constraints. But yeah, feel free to join in on any volume, whether it be this one or another one. Or if you want to see the order of how things went out, you could start from volume 1 and go all the way up. But I digress. There's going to be volumes 100 by November 2026. That is the goal. That is the aim. But until then, let's get on with it. Things that we witness along in our day, eerie sights that come out to play, then to vanish like an ethereal ghost, like the systems that bow and claim to be a host. Things that I work on while feeling so strange, while putting things together that I need to arrange, all for a single sake of mind in order to go further and rest in kind. Oddities come during the dead of night, when rituals are cast far out of sight, while others laugh and think them untrue, but you never know until it happens to you. The moonlit forest at the zenith of the night, when nocturnals wake. In the howling night, the werewolves go seeking their prey. A sense of our madness for the sake of brevity, as each wizard seeks a faster way to their longevity, whether it be from fountains hidden away or harnessing blessings from a divine ray. So times of survival come when none will expect, from issues all refuse to reflect, until the time comes and it is too late, as they filled with panic, caught up in their hate, caught in their laughter, but they do not hear of things that come they really should fear. To face off, that should be off, not with not of off. To face off with danger when it comes around, for the sake of mind's clarity while out on their ground. The power to kill left in the hands of the insane, for the sake of their pleasure right into their pain, all in order to try and finally have something to feel, so they can feel alive, so they can feel real. Flashing their beauty to get away with a kill, for the sake of attention, for eyes to go fill. For who amongst ourselves must we go fight, for the sake of an argument to go and be right? We gathered the souls that were meant to die, to meet their judgment in the sky. Perhaps it is on us to go and lament, for lack of all warnings that should have been sent. Also, this, I think, volume is the first time I've started doing the Lune. I'm pretty sure this is the first time I started doing the Lune. Anyways. The stillness of sound comes a void, where nothing is heard. And Kingdom and Nonet, or Nonet, kingdoms of glory once in their time, erosion claims all that it must. Knowledge falls down by its side, along with all those who weep, in tales we won't know as time moves on, in moments that will pass. I questioned myself in my reflection, wondering aloud in my inspection, how would I know she would appear, out from the water, drawing me near? So many people lonely and lost, crippling themselves before knowing the cost, all for the sake of being one of the crowd, so they too can go and feel proud. What would you do for the cries of lament in desolation where all of them went? Would you regret not being able to save before all of them went right into their grave? The rumbling of the sky, heralding in the rain, under the roof where we lie, next to the systems we went to apply, drawing closer to the systems made, ever eager for a storms coming raid. Storms. Okay, I see what you mean. No, that's right. Each reaching ever closer down from the sky. Gather together, one of each list, with when pleasure drew closer among those it kissed. Now stuck on the system, mindless them all, for how could they know the moment they'd fall? I asked the questions of my dream, while deep inside my sleep, as answers came across from the seam, from a split in reality of those longing to keep. Enjoyment spent at the end of the quill, where ink flows from words that we spill onto pages for ages to read, for all the people whose hunger we feed. Through experiments. Through experiments from the pages of war, when violence answers at the end of a door, would we fall down in order to plea, or find a way to set their souls now utterly free? The autumn begins with the leaves falling pieces that crunch under feet. Also the first time I did prose poem, cracked a book and shook words falling into my brain. No lack of respite, though I might be going insane. Falling in pieces, one to the many lay on the floor, counting rice like a vampire, but these words nevermore. I once saw a fountain of a dried up lake, the echoes of past waterfalls and of land they take. I walked shores to shore, lamenting of the loss. Was it our faults or times of the waste we'd come across? The sunlight shone, a blissful dream of a nostalgic heart. Adults now in the passing age who forgot where we had a start. Now in our temporal reflections, wondering where all had gone, we saw a fountain upon a city square that flowed once upon a dawn. Oh, and there's another one. Stillness wept in the waves of its desire. Built up, then lit a flame on top of burning pyres. Ashes remained, taken then by water's flow, where none could tell or know where they'd all go. I dreamt of shadows upon my sleep, where hands curled up to stroke and keep, as I see the coming of thunder that falls deaf upon my ear, only to turn to see crooked teeth beckoning me near. There is no light upon the dark in the waters I wade, with questions often asked of myself if the storm had stayed. So I laid in murky depths in the place I could not feel, as voices sing to me in my head to question of all that's real. Now skeletal hands raise me up with a shadow's touch, only to wake from the dream from the chest they'd clutch. We felt fear from the voices that beckon to come a little closer. What is there to worry? With slight agitation in the voices when they speak, before demanding we now come in a hurry. Systems awaken to the sound of a cry of patients who wake and patients who die, each rushing in to do their part before others come to depart. Silence creeping in like a killer. No need for zombies or even a thriller. As darkness closes in with a smile when you become one of many into a pile. Dreams upon midnight as we sleep, where worlds come within. We smile under the stars of night when they glistened upon our sight. Oh, the dreams together we could speak, and of all the things we found unique. Single black feather from a crow, spoken in riddles we did not know, who watched us with its starry eyes. We wonder still if it was a wizard in disguise. Come a little closer, do not give in to the fear of all the things that haunt you, always drawing near. Fight or flight, as they say, to the situation you're in, no matter what may come, to always try to win. The smile of an enchantress who's come out to play, to toy with the hearts of all men, to see who all would stay. With parasocial relationships and a false hope she feeds, wandering out of all of them, which of them will bleed. I saw ways not heard by lessons gone unheeded, from the ones who did warn and the ones who pleaded. Yet though it may be bleak, a mournful sight to see, their death is not on the hands to be. Glistening moonlight, down upon the still waters, a boatman rides out. Another found poem. Looking at the hills, but the hills don't shine right. You're in too deep to go back again. Is it time to lead or is it time to die? Come and go back. Come and go. Bad omens in my head. What you don't see is the line we've been riding. Risk my life to certain wants that lead to my decay. Standing in the shadows, hero of the story, is a ghost of your imagination. I can get a little dark, but it's coming from the heart. We hear the omens and legends because I live in the in-between. Sick and tired of feeling like I'm living in a ghost town. Come on, guy. I promise everything will be alright. Be okay. You're stuck in here for a little while. Would you like everyone around you to start screaming? Always in a fight with my nightmares. We felt the waves of insanity speech crawling into the minds of all within reach, paranoia now beginning to sink in, hidden by all the faces that grin. And to the revolving door where men had gone, never seen again when all had moved on. They called her a black widow behind her smile, for all the men she'd destroy as she'd beguile. Eclipse of the moon when all went dark, trying to find our way, missing the mark. We saw the essence of those who waited, of those who continued debating. Eclipse of the moon when all went dark, trying to find our way, missing the mark. We saw the essence of all those waiting, of those who continued debating. We all fell into the abyss that we made. This actually goes kind of hard, even though it's so short. Okay. I'm proud of that one. I'm proud of a lot of these ones, but yeah, that one was one of the ones that, well done, me. Have you ever heard a widow's cry for her husband who went off to die in a war of the government's demand to protect the hand? Oh, sorry, hold on. Let me start again. Have you ever heard a widow's cry for her husband who went off to die in a war of the government's demand to protect the people and the land? There we go. What is the scent of love that we embrace, like the smell of perfume one can trace, to know when their lover draws ever near, when in their arms there is no fear? That should be up. Sure, why not? What is peace among silent nights, under the glow of the streetlights, as ambient noise lulls us all to sleep, ever more failing into the deep? The sound of storms echoing with violent thunder crashing, as lightning strikes wherever it will across darkened skies. Hush now, dear heart, your anxiety will end in heartbreak. Would you bite the hand that feeds, all for the sake of your own hunger and greed, crying victim so that you can demand more, while others watch, asking what it's all for? Day in and day out, why work when we feel dead? Why did we never go where enjoyment had led? All to build the systems that we so desired, yet none of us in our laziness had gone and acquired. Some of these things I feel like I'm on autopilot. We all fell victims to the lies they told, each in their system with the fables they sold. How could we ever truly come to know the full extent that propaganda would come to show? A sweet taste of rain falling down onto our tongue while in the countryside. Would we bow to the one who created, who set things in motion like all was fated, and who came down to die and bleed, and rise again so we could all be freed? I see you running away in fear from things haunting you that would never appear. That would appear. I see you running away in fear from the things haunting that would appear, with no one there by your side as you cried for help while no one tried. You're never too old to flirt with the moonlight, to sing and dance into sweet delight. As you embrace its single silver pale glow and revel in the secrets only you and it know. The gentle spring storm that replenished the land as nature wakes up. Upon the shore by the water stream, skipping stones under a moonlit gleam, away from the noise, away from it all, sitting among the moment of nature's call. We all know to go and do better, like each poem of a hallmark letter. Sweet dream, a sweet dream, if any did say, for when you air your heart out on display. For when you air out your heart on display. Yeah. One hammer down and then another to build a home along with a blood brother, a place to come and call our home, so no longer we would ever roam. To feed our hunger, we fill up before moving on. That's kind of like a duh. Place it all down, line by line, for craft to define, before revealing for all to see, in a state ever so carefree. Time passes by as we move on, eventually forgetting the morn of each dawn, kept in remembrance of a future to see, in each moment to embrace and be. The reasons we fall into our emotion that cries out for our fire and devotion, so that we can always come to feel what dreams are true and what is real. Okay. The mind's haunting thoughts that keep us awake at night, dressed in our worry. Things could be better, but I don't know how. Yet no need to worry about it now, for things come and things go. The randomness of life is not for us to know. Grass is always greener on the other side when envy comes to all that we've eyed. Never content with what we have gathered, as we eye the things the others have. Tear open my chest and stare into my heart. Didn't know where to begin, and so now we start. Do you enjoy all that you see it bleed for, or is there something you want more? Early morning dawn during the midsummer height, eternal daylight. Dance of the twilight, line between day and night, of those who live in the in-between, never heard but always seen. I live as though I have eternity, even though time itself would disagree. I cannot even understand the concept of my modernity when I blink and I'm not where I want to be. Extend a hand for me, tell me where I should be, while on this cliff that I'm standing confused. Lessons tied into a fable as children sit at the table to learn between good and bad, like the stories of Galahad. As the hand of the clock goes by, I never notice no matter how hard I try. As time itself passes on through, call me time blind in all that I do. Reality is falling and sleep is calling, while I'm writing and stalling, to accomplish what I set out to do, to reach that which is coming due. Questions of hunger from stillness of winter, when all is barren. Okay. Stillness of winter when all is barren. Yep. The drink of water to quench our thirst as we try and get through the desert first. Try to resist the heat of the blazing sun, all for the sake of the game to be won. What questions did you have while laughing for all those who wanted to know? What questions did you have while laughing for those who do not know where to go? What, did you enjoy the questions while laughing for the folly of men and all they have to show? Will the questions ever stop while you're laughing, or are you waiting for all to be brought low? Ask me of what you seek, of things you long to know, in order to find the right path through time. Yep. Every moment of each step you take, of every choice you go out to make, there will always be a push and pull, whether you're feeling empty or full. There is a cadence of all those who've sought, of things gathered around things bought, vanity now out on full display, along the circles they sit and play. Take a dive as you bow, fear not the mob coming now, as they lift you from one place and bring you into and embrace. Birds chirping in the snow, knowing where to fly and go, seasons for all types. Monsters disguised as humans, would you ever know? Is the monster the human or the human the monster for show? Have we decided what's right or wrong at all? Between those looking for a place to live and belong. I should probably not be doing this when I have 4 hours of sleep, but here I am. Anywho. One more time to hear the song before all things fell and went wrong, like a slow motion movie scene, stranger than anything's fiction ever been. A ghost up the neck with a breath against the ear, with a sensation of a touch both far and near, as empty places taunt your heart's desire, all while you try to and protect your dwindling fire. Entropy of all things falling in decay. Hard to describe all the things we bag. So perform your show and break a leg. Perhaps you will get what you desire, in that small chance to type and acquire. Eyes of desire with lips of blood red, a temptress song longing to be fed. With guiding hands you should not trust before falling into her movements of lust. Romance is dead, that's what they said, from the beasts they fed, with the lies it now led. The dawn's waking call, as bright lights break inside, the start of summer. Imposter syndrome starts staring face to face as I question my work and my place. With questions I cannot ever truly know, won't someone come to me and show? For what moment of validation do you write as you go into your mind to battle and fight, while waiting for just one person to come along so you can know your path isn't strong? No, sorry. So you can know your path isn't wrong, not strong. Jeez. Laughter of the strange, all within your head, while wondering whether or not to give in. As you stare at the ceiling while on your bed, before the veils of reality comes and stretches thin. Harvest Festival, when people come celebrate the autumn's bounty. Some write over scars to hide, link ink upon skin with tattoos applied, while others write for emotional release so they can feel some cathartic peace. Call me a feral poet trapped in a cage, with words of wisdom like that of a sage, waiting to be let out and truly flow, unleashed and finally for the world to know. Yes. There's more behind a jester's smile, navigating knowledge and life with comedic style, all to perform truth upon their stage that cannot be written upon a page. At the system's edge, staring in, things we should not see. Are we pleased with ourselves in all we've done? Have we run the race that we should have won? Are there any accounts of our tales for others to see? The others to see, in order to release regret so we can be free. A pink bubble pop of glitter and slime, all within a heist of a performed crime, from a message they came to send of those never caught at the end. How far can you truly go, alone with yourself with no one to know, before falling into pieces gone insane with the haunting echoes of the brain? Barn owls hooting, waiting for the midnight's call when the hunt begins. Kiss of the hand, let me show you my pleasure, where my heart lies along with its treasure. Allow me to give out my confession of my latest love and new obsession. And with that being said, 26 has been said and done. I will see you guys for the next iterations of the ones to come. Until then, bye. And hopefully I won't be as tired as when I read those ones out. That would be nice. Until then.